you from?
Mauritania, yeah, I know where that is.
Those GPS monitors? That's crazy.
You have no idea. You have no idea who's coming in. Let me set this up as far as this story, a bit of a refresher. So another huge caravan of illegal, what do we say? They don't want to say no human beings are illegal. You know what? Just illegal people. They're making...
Irregular.
Yeah, irregular. Atypical.
Unmonitored.
Actually, no, we're going to get to they have ankle monitors.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what they do. We pay for ankle monitors. So another caravan of illegals is making its way to our southern border to take advantage of the open border policy. And right now, we actually, I guess, have an exclusive clip at the southern border. Wrong clip. Sorry. Let's grab the newest clip.
Yeah. Mostly peaceful.
Of the migrant caravan.
A caravan with an estimated 5,000 migrants are heading north towards the U.S. The movement on the heels of a record-breaking year for migrant encounters along the southwest border. In recent months, city leaders experiencing a spike in migrant crossings sought support from the federal government.
All right, so before I give you a refresher on what has been happening in our country with illegal immigrants and how it's a crisis, well, you know what? This is Mug Club Undercover. Okay, so remedial, how bad has the border policy been? Okay, and we'll give you some contrast too, again, because facts don't exist in just a vacuum, comparing this with Donald Trump's presidency. Where I also wonder, at what point do we say, okay, all right, it's gotten worse? The economy, international turmoil, certainly our policy at the border. So since January 2021, we've had approximately 7 million encounters at the southern border. Now that's a record.
Jeez.
2023 alone, there have been 2.48 million encounters at the southern border. Again, a record. Now let's just go to a month. September 2023, 269,735 encounters at the southern border. Again, a record. This is four times the monthly arrivals compared to under President Trump's watch. Under President Trump's watch, the average monthly encounters were around 41,000. Now we're somewhere around 179, 180,000. To give you some scale,
amazing.
Biden has imported more illegals than the population of 35 states. 35 states.
Wow.
And here's what I was asking before. In your mind's eye, when you think illegal immigrants, and you rightfully think this because the left has labeled you as racist, you probably think of, that's not it. You think of Mexican immigrants crossing the border. So with these numbers, 22,000 of them from January to September 2023, Chinese. January to September, Venezuela, 160,000 Venezuelans.
Jeez. Wow.
51,000 people from the Middle East.
That's dangerous.
And these numbers, by the way, don't include gotaways, and I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of those because they really don't want these numbers getting out. And now you have the FBI warning of terrorists coming through the border.
I thought it was mostly families.
Yes, it was mostly. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yeah, mostly
Women
families.
and children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Terrorists can be families, too.
They can. Yeah.
So
They can be families, especially if they're middle-aged, military, male, and single.
Hey, Hitler loved his kids.
Hitler bad.
Yeah, Hitler bad. Just so everyone knows, Hitler bad. Anytime we reference Hitler
Hitler very bad.
bad. So here's Chris Wray, and I have to say FBI director because you wouldn't believe it unless I said so, but you know this. If you looked at him, you'd be like, no way. Yeah. He warned Americans about Hamas-inspired terrorism just this week.
The reality is that the terrorism threat has been elevated throughout 2023, but the ongoing war in the Middle East has raised the threat of an attack against Americans in the United States to a whole nother level.
You know, you just wish that you could actually get these people in like a deposition. It's like, hold on a second. You said that there was no crisis at the southern border. You said that it was not an issue as it relates to national security. And now, when politically expedient, you say, well, there could be Hamas-like terrorists. Well, that's what we've been saying. No, you were just racist. Well, no, hold on a second. People have the right They have the right to be concerned about illegal Mexican immigrants coming to this country. They have the right to be concerned about MS-13. They have the right to be upset about crime at the southern border. They also have the right to be concerned, and I would say rightfully so, regarding terrorists going through the border, regarding people coming from any country who don't respect or appreciate the Western the American way of life. You labeled them as racist. It's not racist only as it relates to national security, but it always relates to national security. So just to give you more context here, and this is where we go to what is exclusive, people here hard at work, Mug Club Undercover. A lot of these people are coming from African countries, like Senegal and Guinea, and then also the Middle East, China. We have a montage here, I believe. Yeah, this is from Mug Club Undercover. And it's really concerning. And then we have a lot more. And even more concerning, throughout this segment, you'll see the authorities, police officers, people who are supposed to look out for you. Instead, they're running interference for them. So here you go.
Yo, where are you from? Senegal. Oh, cool. Welcome. Are you guys staying here at the Roosevelt?
Yes.
Yeah? Cool. When'd you get here?
Yeah. For 2 days.
Yeah? How'd you get here?
Come on, let's go.
How'd you get here? Let's go. Senegal?
No, from Guinea.
Guinea? Yeah. Oh, wow. A lot of people from Guinea?
Yeah, some people from Guinea, yeah.
Yeah? How did it start? Where did you start from to get here?
Start by beginning, start by Nicaragua.
How long's that trip?
Huh?
How long? A week? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
3 weeks, something.
3 weeks. And you just got here today?
No, just today, yeah.
A lot of people from Africa coming?
For sure.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of people in Senegal.
Yeah.
The last bus I saw. Yeah.
15 days.
Mauritania.
15 days, all right? Yeah. Mauritania, yeah, I know where that is. Wow, we were talking before, so you landed in Mexico, and then how did you get to this cold place? How did you get here?
2 days. 2 days. As a migration.
Yeah.
California.
California. Wow.
So these people are part of these caravans right now going to New York City. Now, imagine, let's say, southern Texas, where they basically get to fly direct. They're not going to New York City. They're just hopping over the border. And there's no real way to track it. So this is going to be the least severe. This is going to be the mildest group of migrants that you can see as far as where they're coming from and giving you a sample size. So you have illegal migrants who are now going by the busload, arriving and occupying hotels in New York City. And I mean occupying like the Roosevelt. All right. And the people who are supposed to be looking out for you, and this is why I'm also not one of those just back the blue, period, right? Because you have good police and you have bad police. And unfortunately, in cities where there's corruption, you end up with those in charge, those with authority, who rather than looking out for you are taking part in the systematic abusing of you. They were not happy, the authorities in New York, with our undercover units filming these lawbreakers.
You're breaking the law. Do not touch him. You're breaking the law.
no one. You guys cannot take pictures.
We can. You can stand there, but we can take pictures.
bro.
Don't get in my way, you're not going to be on camera. Don't touch with the box. Do not touch with the box.
It's okay where we stand. Call the police. Call the police if you have a problem.
Film me though.
Call the
But
police.
if you're going to get in our way, I can't help it. I'm trying to film in there. You're in my way. Don't touch me. Do not touch me.
Do not touch me.
Do not touch me. If you don't get in my way, I won't film you. It's that easy.
So it's just taking over now, huh?
And here's something, it gets even worse. I have to provide some context here. There have been basically these gangs who use scooters, which sounds hilarious.
Scooter gang. Scoot to the fight.
It's the hover crips. But it's true. They've actually been the vehicle of choice for a lot of criminals in New York City. You've probably read some headlines regarding this. Some of them call them mopeds, scooters, mopeds. Why? A scooter is an easy getaway. It's you snatch a purse or you commit it and boom, you can get off and they'll leave them sometimes. So here you have our undercover unit finding a large group, a cache, if you will, of scooters illegally parked outside the hotel. And you would think, hey, here's a tip-off, officer. No.
These illegal scooters is your side hustle?
No.
The illegal scooters that are illegally parked?
Police, just take the scooters. Just ask them, like, hey, are those your scooters? They're illegally parked. But we'll get tickets. You'll get tickets for going 5 over. You have a crime wave in your city. It is well documented and acknowledged by the police department that scooters are the transportation vehicle of choice, which again is hilarious, but true. They're there and nothing happens?
The guy was nodding in the video. He's like, these are illegal scooters. He's like, yeah.
I don't think he was a cop. I'm not sure, but there were other police.
In New York, in the winter.
Yeah.
This is your vehicle of choice.
No, he's just a guy who appreciates a good vehicle. That's what that is. Well, the cops in New York, they're busy hassling people sitting down at the train station.
Yes, yes. They're busy hassling those people.
Don't vape in front of them.
Yes.
Oh, they hate it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I thought you meant like those Lime scooters where the illegals have to tap their government-issued credit card to buy some time, and away they go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That, though, that's what you call double dipping. Using an EBT card for a Lime scooter and knocking over a liquor store. You know what? Game respects game.
That's right.
I paid for your felony.
Don't hate the player.
So
it's one of those new tap cards. Okay, you're off.
Pay his bail with that thing.
That's right.
Oh, there's no bail in New York.
Yeah, there's
right.
no bail. There's no bail.
No need.
You need a bail.
You don't need to.
Unless you're a white guy who committed a misdemeanor. Yep. So here's the thing. This is a consistent pattern outside of the United States. Really, the largest immigration court in the United States. This Federal Plaza in New York City. The lines for these illegal, they were extraordinarily long. So I think we even had to, we sped this up with a time lapse.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want to waste your time. All the references are available. And by the way, we'll release these clips in their full context on Twitter, on X, those places, so you can follow me there. But we have to shorten this for the sake of a program. Okay.
That looks sped up.
Yeah. Well,
that line wasn't as long as you're making.
Yes, exactly. That's what they'll say. Yeah. This was edited out of context. Fine.
Well, they just opened a new bagel shop.
Yes. Yes.
Waiting for their bagel and schmear.
It's free coffee day.
Right.
And here's something that may not make sense to you, and it shouldn't. So some of these migrants were sent to New York City from California, and they wear what, at first glance, you're going, hold on a second. Are those ankle monitors? Spoiler alert, yes, but I'll explain why after.
California gave you those GPS monitors? That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad they didn't take it off.
Yes, right. And one of the officers, they actually confronted one of our cameramen there when he found out that the migrants had ankle monitors. Well, they were ushered right in. Here you go.
I'm gonna help you guys.
Oh, we're just asking them about the
we've never
GPS.
seen this bracelet before, yeah. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, wait, what?
You have GPS? Is it a California thing? All right, come on, let's go. Yeah. Just get in the line up there. Yeah. No, come please.
Can you help us? Do you know why they do the GPS? It's crazy. Ankle monitors, like why do they have that on their ankles?
Oh, I have no idea. So it's up to ice.
Ice? Interesting. So I guess ice in California.
So if people are asking questions as to why these ankle monitors, let me explain it to you. It's part of a program called FERM, F-E-R-M, the Family Expedited Removal Management Plan. And it was created back in May, I think May of 2023, specifically for families, right, with children to expedite processing, whether they're admitted or whether they end up being sent back. That's what they claim. This was allegedly for expedited removal. However, through May and August, I believe are the numbers that we have. Bring it up, CBS. Yeah, May through August, only 80 out of 2,800 people were deported. Now, here's the thing. This is designed for families. There are no children in this video. None at all. people who are wearing these ankle bracelets. Now, you might say, okay, maybe they're not around at that point in time. I didn't see wedding rings. I know, cultural differences. But firm also comes with some restrictions. So one of them is not being outside 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., right? It comes with like a curfew. People there were in line at 2 a.m., just to be clear. And about 1 year ago, single adults with ankle monitors were part of what was called an alternative to detention program, which means, instead of repercussions for your crimes, right this way. So that was something that we also had to deal with. So none of this makes a lot of sense. It's muddled, and the authorities are running interference. You see there, you have the National Guard, and then you have police officers who, at best, have no idea what's going on, and at worst, are aiding and abetting what Christopher Wray just said was basically a national security risk. So never again be allowed. Never again allow them to force you to feel guilty for wanting people to sign the guest book on the way into this country. You have no idea. You have no idea who's coming in. And here's the thing. Let's say you do have an idea as to who's coming in. Then you have bumbling government bureaucracy who is incapable of enforcing their own laws. And this is in New York City. Think about that. What do you think is happening in El Paso? What do you think is happening on our southern border? So my question to you, is this surprising at all to you? That it's not just people coming in from Mexico, but people from across the world using Mexico as an entry point? And do you think that we are due for, I know when we asked this before, people said unlikely. Do you think that there's going to be a terrorist attack or that it's possible here on American soil? Considering the record number, 280,000, 269,000 just in the month of September.
This last month, or 2 months ago. Yeah.
And then they want to pass gun legislation.
Right. Yeah. No. So we really do appreciate those who've been doing this work for us. And again, send us your tips, especially if you work at a government agency. We've been working with some on some other stories. Send your tips to lwctips@protonmail.com. You are the eyes and ears everywhere. And that's what Andrew Breitbart said. When he talked about, he wanted to watch journalism as it was referred to. He was saying traditional, back then, legacy media die. He said, you have an iPhone. You have a smartphone. You have a camera. You have a camera wherever you go. You are now the media. You are now journalism. And we want to make sure that we do right by you. This has been Mug Club Undercover.
Watch Louder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.